no problem.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Max and Howard Drink Beer. I am Max.
And I am Howard. And on this episode, it's really just Howard drinks beer. Because Max is doing a little thing where he's eating more candy than drinking beer. And we'd like to keep the gluten to a tolerable level. So we have traded in candy for beer. And then there's me. I just want to get fat and die. That's my goal in life. So...
Well, all the sugar, you know.
Yeah,
the sugar is so much better for you, right?
Well, it's good for your soul. Yeah. So there's that. So Max having a little chocolate. I'm going to do a little something dark myself over here, and there's maybe a joke there somewhere. But we're doing a lakefront. We found this in the back of the fridge there. We recently did a variety pack, and we drank most of the variety pack before we could do the show, which is always fun. But, you know, this one, it's an East Side Dark Lager. Now, I'm kind of taking a whiff of this, Max, and I think you've had one of these before. If I'm not mistaken, I'm getting it reminds me of a Sprecher Black Bavarian. Am I pretty close?
No, you're pretty far away, about 6 feet for social distancing.
Yeah, because we're totally doing that in the studio.
Uh-huh. And here's the first sip. And the crack of the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Up it goes. Up. It's out of here.
I like that. You could be on a Meatloaf song. That was pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is a life goal of mine.
Really?
No.
Oh. Now I'm disappointed.
You should be. You should always be disappointed.
That'd be cool. Meatloaf, Max Calicci collaboration. That'd be nice. I'll tell you this about this beer. It's very cold. So it's got that going for it. But yeah, I get a lot of Black Bavarian out of this. You know, it's a darker beer, and it tastes like a dark beer, but it doesn't taste like a Guinness. You know what I mean? Like, we've tried the coffee stout. We've tried the snake oil, the coffee nitro stout, and it doesn't taste like that. You know what I mean? You know, so, and it's not really a porter either.
It's not, because it says lager on it.
Yeah, it's a dark lager.
Right. And
so it tastes like a dark lager.
You know why they call it a dark lager, right? Because they made it in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel informed now, right?
And that explains why it's so, dare I say it, dark.
Cool.
I know. Dare.
You can't say it.
I just did.
Okay.
All right. You know, it is good. It's like drinking a Black Bavarian. Black Bavarian's pretty good.
Dare I say it? Tastes like beer.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Steve. Not catfish, Steve. Regular Steve, yes. But yeah, Max, it's good beer. There's no argument there, and I think you're kind of in agreement with me there. It's a pretty good beer.
I went through them pretty quickly.
Yeah. This isn't a beer that I'd go through quickly, but I am enjoying it. It's a good sipping beer,
Howard likes to enjoy most of his beers.
I do.
As he gets paid to babysit them.
I do. I do like to enjoy the beers,
Not well. You don't get paid well, right?
Well, I don't get paid well for anything that I do, but...
You don't do
I'm
anything
underpaid and underappreciated in most situations, except all the situations that I've ever been in. Yeah, exactly. So, it's funny that I bring up the situations that I've been in because, I was going through the Woodman's like I normally do on a day that ends in Y. And, they're making a lot of changes in the Kenosha store, a lot of big changes. They're kind of moving with the times. They're getting rid of the little low-down coolers, and they're starting to put up the big coolers with the shelves.
Okay.
Which is cool. That's a good thing. And I was thinking about, and I got to pass it, because the way they were set up, you could put... the one cooler, the one low cooler that you kind of reach in, you bend over and get the juice out. The one cooler with all the juice, it's got all the juices, and it's just one straight cooler. So now you got two more coolers on either side that you can put a whole bunch of different shit in there. You can go crazy, do all sorts of shit. And I was thinking about that while I was shopping, because I said that to myself. I said, wow.
yourself. Wow.
That's a really good way to do that. And it's crazy because I wouldn't have thought of that years ago because change is bad.
Change is bad?
Change is bad. That's what I thought when I was young, dumb, and full of shit. You know, change is bad. Nothing should change ever. And Max is shaking his head like, you're crazy. You're a moron. You're absolutely unintelligent. That's what he's shaking his head about.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with you.
I believe those are all the words I just said in my head.
And I'm agreeing with you because I can't believe that's the way that I used to think. You know, that change is bad. No, not necessarily. Bad change is bad. Good change is good.
And dirty change still spends.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But, you know, and that kind of got me thinking of all of the things that, you know, how has my mindset changed from now until then? No, from then until now.
From now until then, because we're going back
better
to the future.
You know, and there's no doubt there's a lot of things about me that's still the same. You know, this sense of humor and the ability to think so far outside of the box that everybody thinks they're absolutely insane, and to somehow rein it all in and prove the haters wrong.
Because haters gonna hate.
That's right, and the players gonna play. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
That's it. Just that many times.
Pretty much. And you know, I was actually thinking about you while I was doing all that thinking. I was thinking, you know, Max is a man of principle. Maybe were you ever a principal?
I was never a principal,
okay.
no. But I did know a few principals.
Did you?
Yes.
Only a few?
Yeah.
That's at least you knew a few.
Yeah.
I only knew a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. That few?
That few.
All right.
Right. Yeah, so Max, have you ever did you do something way back when and you're looking back now thinking, what the fuck was I thinking then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had a profound enlightening in music alone. I was as a young whippersnapper, very close-minded in my box. This is music. This is what I listen to. I am a metalhead, so I listen to this music. And it's like, wait a minute, why do I listen to this music? Before I played drums, I was a saxophone player. I didn't listen to metal while I was playing saxophone. I listened to blues. Well, wait a minute. I listened to blues, I listened to jazz. You know, now we're talking rock. Now you got bands like Chicago.
Oh, man.
Which had the full horn section and everything. And I started to hear everything that was going on. You know, listen to hip-hop and everything. Because those are all beats.
Yeah.
Every aspect of it. And you got to see a lot of it for Blink-182's drummer, Travis Barker.
Uh-huh.
He did a lot of drum covers of him playing drums to hip-hop songs. And it was just this outrageous thing when I saw this, like, oh yeah, why am I closing myself off to this tiny little box when I could open it and expand it to the full of all things music?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when I hit that enlightening moment, it was just like everything changed. I stopped saying, oh, you know, that music's garbage. You know, and it changed to, I don't like this. Why did they do this? You know, and you'd start finding, well, they did this because of this one before them. This was the transition to this. You know, and it evolved. It became this big, huge, you know, moving picture, so to say, of the universe.
That's a Rush album, yeah.
You know, and that in my mind, I've tried ever since to keep an open mind about things. You know, there are things I know I don't like. Avocados is one of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm not an avocado guy either.
And I will still, every time Sam makes up a guacamole or whatever, has some avocado out, she'd be like, well, you sure you don't want to try it? Yeah, I'll try it. Take a little bite. Still don't like it. You know, but it's that mentality to get away from, no, I hate this food, I'm never going to eat this, to, well, maybe it changed, you know.
Maybe they did something different to it.
Maybe something inside my taste buds alone have adjusted to allow me not to, I gag when I eat it. That's what it is.
Wow.
I get that.
Avocado?
I don't like it. I don't know if it's the taste texture combination or what, but it's just something like that.
It is mushy. You know, it's gross.
So, not knocking avocados. It's just not for me.
Sorry, avocados. Yeah,
but to have that ability to, what are you going to do? Are you going to try? I have changed that even in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Both of us, we were beaten down, didn't want to do anything, and it came to that mentality of, once again, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that could happen is nothing. Then nothing changed.
Right.
So why not give it a go?
Yeah.
Why not do it? And that for me, I think, is the big thing, even in the last 10 years. That it changed the whole mentality of how I look at everything. And you know me, when somebody's having a bad day, I try to make them laugh. You're the same way.
I do, yes.
We used to talk about it all the time, that the best gift you can give anybody in a given day is a smile on their face. So if I can do whatever, and we went out today, and that guy was not having any of anything. He was at work, and he was pissed to be at work.
Yeah, that's true.
And how's it going? Just shrugs.
Yeah, hey, how are you? Hey, living the dream, just shit like that. You hear that from me all the time.
Yep.
Life is good. Don't get much better than this, And you kind of just, exactly, shrug their shoulders, fuck this shit. I can't wait till 3 p.m. and I'm going to get the fuck out of here and go get wasted.
Right.
Who wants to live their life like that? Right. That's crazy to me.
A lot of people, man. I understand it too. The job is just that. It is a way to make money, to the answer to the ultimate question. What is the meaning of life, Howard?
That's right.
Well, our main focus is to not be bored.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
So every aspect of everything we do, and the great philosopher Lulu Boxhorn said that one. She was the one that came up with that. What is the meaning of life? And I told her, hey, that's a hell of a meaning of life. And, the geniuses of Boxhorn, all the great ancients.
Yep, that's true.
They all agreed with her and said, yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
We work to make money to keep us going. So we have money to have fun, to have stuff, so we are not bored.
Yep, not bored. Hey, and that's why I work, to not be bored. Because I can have all the stuff in the world and still be bored out of my mind. That's why I like doing what I like to do. Mm-hmm. So that's my meaning of life, I suppose. Working and making a living, doing what I like to do. So, yeah, wow, that got a lot deeper than I thought we were going to get to.
Way too deep.
Dare I say it, we went on the east side there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't think that was that. I think it was just one of those days where you got into the rabbit hole of the internet.
No, yeah, that does happen to me from time to time. Those YouTube ones are the absolute worst. You're looking at Allman Brothers concerts, and then suddenly you're watching the top 10 greatest rattlesnake bites. And it's just like that. And suddenly you're in the ditch because I'm watching these while I'm driving, and that's not good. Also, we're going to try to start doing these every once in a while. This is Howard's PSA, his public service announcement. Don't watch porn and drive. You get distracted, and then you ruin somebody's whole day. And whether it's yours or the lady in 2 lanes down for wrecking her Tahoe, that's not good. You don't want to do that. Keep it at home. Keep it in your pants. That's Howard's public service announcement for you today. I've been there. It's not good.
You've wrecked a lot of Tahoes, huh?
You get those like premium Snapchats,
No.
And what? Oh, you don't? Oh,
No,
maybe,
why would you pay money for it?
I didn't. I won a contest.
Oh.
Yeah, I won a couple of contests. I'm pretty good at winning contests. At least when it's for that, because nobody else probably plays them. So, and then you look at, and then you see it, you're like, yeah, those are cool, but it's over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess. Okay. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm not gonna buy your premium Snapchat. Not good. That's inappropriate. Lord, I
So
apologize.
glad to not be dating in this world.
Yeah, that you do have that benefit. You know, it is something. It is very, very, and of course we've talked about all of my stories
Yeah,
on air and how much fun I have on the online dating.
which is all of it. You have all the fun online on dating.
You know, and it's like you said. I just at the very worst, at the very worst, I get a story out of it. You know, there's not much they can do to me. It's hard to ruin somebody's life when they don't have a life at all to ruin. You know, so yeah, I don't say no. I don't say anything to anybody, and it's interesting to talk to so many different people and so many different lifestyles
Yeah.
and kind of figure out who's thinking what way. And they don't think like you and me anymore. You know, you got women that are they call themselves non-binary. You know, they don't identify as any gender. Okay,
So
why?
they're computers?
They must be, you know, and I don't know. And you talk to them, and you know, see how they think. Where you start losing me is the asexuality. You're not into having sex, and that's bullshit. I'm out, totally out on that.
Well, right, because if they weren't asexual, then you could be totally into that.
Yeah, exactly, literally. Yeah, I'm
Figuratively, even.
even figuratively. I'm with you on that. Yes, online dating, boy. Max Scalici, online dater. That'd be something.
No, I don't think people would like me.
No, I don't think so either.
Because it would be... Alright, hey, let's play 50 questions. Are you a mineral? No. Are you a tank? Whoa, yeah, dude, how'd you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, they had like the 20 questions. Did you ever play that little game? You'd have it was like a little game, and the idea was the machine could read your mind. If you did it right, they'd be able to tell what you were thinking. Are you an animal, vegetable, or mineral, or something like that? That was the first question. You'd have to pick one of those, and you'd go from there, and pretty often he'd guess what I was thinking.
I vaguely remember it, and yeah, that machine didn't last long at our house because it was not good.
Not good how?
Not good that it never won.
That's funny.
You know, because well, you've met my family. You
I
know.
know.
You know who they all are. It's all about oh, you're a machine. You think you're smarter than me, machine?
Right.
I'll take you on.
Yep.
I'm gonna embarrass you. You
And
know,
it
so-
slunks home and goes back into the box. What?
I remember a few times specifically where, you know, my sister would get toys, puzzle games and stuff. We had a lot of puzzle games
Right.
to constantly try to challenge us, and you know, my parents did a great job at that, making sure we had those, but I would figure them out usually before my sister because I was older.
Think, done.
But my sister would find the other way around the solution. So we both got the same answer, theoretically, at the end.
Right.
But hers was just a, why'd you do that? What do you mean? It makes more sense to, you know, go around the outside of this and just walk on the path than struggle through the middle. You know, sure, it took a little longer, but 10 times easier, and it's like, yeah, you're right. You know, and that's where we became heavily into that, saying the work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
So every aspect of it, if there's a tool that you can use to do that, and that tool breaks, fix the tool. or go get a new one if you can't fix it.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. You know, I see a lot of times, oh, we don't have that right wrench, and they try to put like a penny or a dime or a nickel in there to try to make it work, and fuck that. I'm out. I'll just get a new wrench or, you know, go home until we get a new wrench or move on, because that's not a game I like to play.
Oh, yeah. With everything that my dad is and what he knows how to rig, I'm pretty sure 90% of the time he has used the right tools.
Yeah.
I mean, when he just redid the deck, he replaced those poles in it,
Uh-huh.
and he brought out his bandsaw
Ooh.
that he has not used since they moved into their new house
Right.
in 2005. You're talking, that thing hasn't been turned on in 15 years. It sat in the same spot in the garage. And he had to stop what he was doing and took a picture and sent it to me to just prove and see. See, I told you I was going to use it. I never doubted you. And it wasn't one of those things like, oh, I have this thing here, I'm going to just set stuff on it and, you know, pile stuff on it, and it's just an extra table.
Yeah.
That was something that he, you know, a box would be on there, but it'd be on there for a couple days, and then he'd move it somewhere else. Nothing ever lived on it. You know, and it's just like, I can't believe it works. And he goes, tool was built in the 70s. It's going to work for forever. He goes, it's going to give out when all the belts finally break. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, and then I'm going to buy a new belt.
There's a lot of truth to all of that, and it's crazy how everything is just fragile. But, Max, I don't know about you. My beer is getting low, and that sounds like a conversation, and a huge conversation for another day. We could go back and forth about that all day.
Oh, yeah.
So
I do believe on that note then.
Your box is getting low?
My beer that I'm drinking in between the candy is also very low. You know, because you can't have a beer drinking podcast without drinking a beer.
Yeah, right.
It's like grilling.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So, we want to thank everybody for listening to us and taking the time to decipher our nonsense.
Absolutely.
Because that's all it is. It's all nonsense.
The opinions of us do not match our corporate masters. That's for sure. So
we would love some corporate masters, though, if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, you know, we'll take your money and
spend it all on beer.
Yeah.
And candy.
And candy beer.
Ooh, candy beer.
Now we're getting crazy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, guys. That's it. We're going home. I am home already.
Yeah.
But I'm still Max.
And I am still Howard.
Cheers.